All right, traders, welcome back to the mini Thunderdome. We are live once again. Nice to see you all. Thanks for joining us. Hope everybody doing well. Watching some football. Sorry for the Argentinians, but happy for the Brazilians. Argentina already lost their first opener game against Saudi Arabia, which is not that strong of a team. But all right, let's start talking some. All right, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. This is pure entertainment. If you follow any of my suggestions, you're doing so at your own risk. There's no liability here on your live account, evaluation, or funded account. Pure entertainment. This is a non-professional channel or advice. All right, let's get that out of the way. All right, let's start looking at some. Right. Look at, right, here we go. Okay, so POC is at 39.54. Prior was 39.59. Resistance is at 4,000. We have support at 39.60 and 39.50. If it breaks the 50, it can go all the way down to 3,900. Short targets 39.70, 39.54, 39.43, 39.39, and 39.35. And then the long shot on the downside is going to be 39.22. Long targets 39.77, which is now has turned into a short target. 39.82, 39.91, 4,000, and then if we could pass 4,000, it will be 4,019, and then the long shot all the way up is 4,034. So my tug-of-war line on the upside is if it breaks 17, I believe that we could see a 34. So there'll be a really long trade to the upside, and then 39.24. If it breaks that, I think we could 39. Get out of the way. Let's look at some. All right. On scenarios. So scenario one is going, it could go down and touch yesterday's settlement, which is at 58.60, 58 on my side, because mine, I stop at the top of the hour, 1 p.m. my time. And then from that, just starts Pac-Manning up all the way to 4,000, and then boom, hit a wall at 4,000 and close somewhere in the 80s or 70s. Scenario two is start going all the way up. We do have some core structure from 82 all the way to 92. So just start hitting that and then reject the 92 and come down and maybe see go all the way down to 40. Then scenario three just starts screaming up. So we're opening with a gap up. So is it gonna go and start to close the gap, scenario one, or we're gonna forget about the gap and just starts screaming up? So I would wait a little bit. I wouldn't take any trades right out of the gate. Be careful. Opening up 19 plus, everything is positive. No issue with YM being negative, everything positive side. So the question is, are we gonna go and forget about yesterday's settlement, or are we gonna just go and start hitting towards 4,000? So that is the $1 million question. It's gonna be light today, but I think they're setting themselves up for FOMC tomorrow. I think they're going to take advantage that a lot of traders are already traveling or have started their Thanksgiving week. So we may see it go above 4,000. Okay? But tomorrow is going to be very light trading. I'm not going to look at the market tomorrow. I don't think it'll be worth it. Plus, it's FOMC. Sometimes I take trades in the morning with FOMC, but I'm not even going to look at it. So yeah, careful today. Under leverage. If you started a evaluation, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Signed up with Apex. If you haven't, or you're thinking about signing up, take advantage. First time ever, 80% off till you pass your evaluation. You have already started one. Again, under leverage yourself. It's very easy to pass the evaluation. It's hard to maintain. So if you're ready, start out with the marathon mentality. You will make money. If you're ready in a hurry to pass evaluation, you're gonna fail. Okay, keep that in mind, please. Okay, I want to see everybody succeed in this business. So take it easy, slow down. I know we get excited. I know everybody wants to make money, get that rush, but yeah, be the turtle, don't be the hare. All right, guys, that's all I have for pre-opening. I'm gonna go and grab my first cup of coffee, and I'll be back. Very nice seeing you all. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the email. You guys are incredible. All right, everyone. I'm going to take a quick little break here, and I'll be back right before the opening. All right, guys, I just saw a comment that my voice is cutting in and out. Yes, that is my noise reduction software. It will sound like a walkie-talkie. So I apologize for that, but that is the setup of OBS. Right, camera on. Where is that camera? All right. Hey, guys. Again, this is pure entertainment. I will make suggestions that I would take. So, but again, do not follow my trades blindly. You need to be correlating with your own trades. You need to you're a beginner, you need to learn how to trade on your own. I'm not here to make money for you. All right, if we get cut off here is because I have my TV in the background. That is why I have the noise reduction on. May do a copyright. All right, best of luck, everybody. Paca, quente, vambora. Let's go. Right. Seemed like it tried to go for 82. It looks like it's gonna go. So, is it gonna bounce off of 82? So here's the poor structure. I think it's gonna go down to 70. I think it's going down to 70. So there may be a trade going all the way down to 70. This box right here is yesterday's gap that didn't finish filling. So plus is yesterday's high. So I think it's going down to 70. There could be a trade all the way down to 70. Bouncing off of the overnight high. 6 a.m. So 9 New York. We have POC at 77. Right, there could be a short opportunity here all the way to 70. See how it reacts at 74. If it hot nice through 74, I think it will go to 70. But there could be a short all the way 70, a quick little scalp. Scalpers. So I'm gonna stream on candle since most of the traders are on candle, but I do my trades off of Renko 4, 6, 12, and 24. But most of the traders use candle, so I'll stream off of candle. All right, let's see how it reacts at 74. If a hot knife right through, look out for 70. So here's our first target hit. I guess 77 got hit too. All right, it's bouncing off a little bit, but there's interest at 70. They moved some, huh? Right at the opening, there was 162, and now there's only 117. So I think they are scared of 70. It may go all the way through. Oh, bouncing a bit. Now they're adding interest. There was interest at 73, and they pulled it. Buyers are coming in. We opened with a negative delta. That is, well, it went negative on the RTH, but the ETH overnight is positive 2,000. A little mixed bag of goodies. And here we go. And there is 70. Hope somebody took that trade. A little scalp there. 7-point scalp. Harmonics right now are at 7 points, so they have reduced. Last week, harmonics, well, for the past month and a half, the harmonics were at 9 points. If you don't know what a harmonic is the up and down of a regular swing. And it was at 9 points, and now it has lowered to 7 points. So I suggest going for small scalps. All right, am I still streaming? Let me know if you're having any issues with the stream, please. All right. Still streaming. Perfect. All right. Fantastic. Okay. Now, let's see how it deals with 77 and 74. If we don't see any buyers here, it could go all the way down to 58. So if you're looking for longs, this is where it could happen. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the response. All right. POC has lowered it. It lowered to 72, and then it rose to 75. So now it's at 75. So for a second, there was a lot of trades going on in the lower 70s. And now it looks like they want to go long. So there could be a long opportunity right here out of 74 all the way up to the 80s. But I would be careful with opening price. I wouldn't take a long yet. Very careful. I want to see it how it would react off of 80 and then bounce off between 80 and 77 before taking a long. So I would look out for a reaction in this area first before taking a long. So that means that there could be a miss on a long, but it looks like it wants to go down to 60. But it looks like they're trying to trap on a chop. That's exactly what it looks like to me. So either there's going to be a long out of here, or we're going to see the short that started here all the way down to 60. But I think that they are trapping traders. Okay. I think they are trapping traders, so be careful. I don't even think I'm going to trade after I'm done. So as I said on the video, I'm going to narrate for an hour and then I'm going to go and take my own trades, but I am not going to. I've had a good November. I'm just going to go and watch some football. I don't need yeah. We need to have an edge, and with a holiday week. All right, so here's the short then. Yeah. Target is 60. So I didn't kind of called it out of here, but not really. So I don't think I would have been in this trade. But solid target, 60. So my red lines are support and resistance. So we have support at 60 and 50. Yesterday it was the same support and it held. Whoa, big buying. Short side may be done here. Short side may be done. We just hit a 1500 stop. Careful if you're short. Sometimes stops hold and sometimes they don't. Look for a test of 73. Look for a test, otherwise it will go all the way down. And it's going. Okay. There it is. So try and close the gap. Wow, with momentum. Oh, forgot to turn my squawk box on. All right, so we are extending the IB area to the downside. Very little above. Now, so we are on what? We are on scenario 1. Remember, going all the way down to 60, and it could bounce off at 60 and go up to 4,000. So to see how the market reacts at this tug of war zone right here. If it breaks 55, then we have the support structure that goes all the way down to 39. So we are on scenario 1. So this will dictate if the market is going to go negative or not. So the short is still holding. So the idea was not to clear at 70. It was to scale out one at 70 and stay on that trade. Looks like it's trying to pull back a little bit here, but we're so close to settlement. So be careful with fake pullbacks, because it might just want to keep going. There's interest at 60. There's about 161 orders waiting at 60. So careful with these pullbacks. It could be real, or it could just be a fake out to pick up stops to go all the way down to 60. We have POC now at 72. It lowered again. So this could be an entry to go short, but be careful. But this could be the entry to go and finish to go all the way down to 60. We're negative 2,400 on the delta, on the RTH. It's nice pullback here. It needs to hold 70. If it passes 70, it means that we are done on the downside. In 70 and 72 actually, right? Because of POC. This may be a fake out, or it may be a true move. So it's looking like we could be on a wave 4. The wave 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 to target. This zone here is where usually wave 4 would end. So again, if we pass POC, this is not a wave 5 pattern. POC is at 72.50. So if we see it fail here, there could be a short going all the way down to close the gap. These are just observations. Now it's up to you to determine what are you seeing. We just had a sell absorption, so it means that it probably wants to hit POC. Here comes the buyers. Now we have VWAP and POC overlapping, so that could be a strong resistance area. Oh, POC just lowered. All right. So now it's at 68.75. So a lot of trades going on in this area. So someone is trying to take control. So a POC is an average, not a one handle. I mean, it's at one handle, but it's the average of the bell. Right, there is a report at 7 my time, and that is consumer confidence out of Europe, and there's also manufacturing index that could move the market. Now let's see how it deals with the new POC at 68.75. Is it going to hold, or are we going to go and now test VWAP, which is at 72.25? So this could be the area for a long or a short stop. Up to you to determine what you're seeing. It looks to me like it wants to go and close the gap. So I would have been thinking about a short, but I would have been very undecisive. It looks like we're seeing a triangle pattern. So it's 50-50. But I'm seeing more on the short side. Yeah, if we pass 70, downside could be over. So if I was to think about a short here, then I have to go and think about the market also testing VWAP, right? So I'd have to be very under leveraged and have my stop above VWAP because they may want to test VWAP. So you got to be under leverage, or you have to be willing to risk more than 4 points, right? So are you willing to go and risk, or are you willing to wait for a better opportunity? But always let the market come to you. So anything out of here, I think it's high risk, but I'm on a short bias. I think that we are so close to closing the gap that it may want to close the gap, but yesterday it didn't close the gap. So it doesn't mean that just because we're close that it's going to. All right, so it broke the triangle to the upside. So now would have been a better opportunity for a short. Why? Because the entry would have been a lot closer to VWAP, so then you're risking less, right? It would have been a better entry because we have VWAP at 72.25. So VWAP at 72.25. Oops. So if you were to go short, I would have gone short right here, because now I'm only risking, I would risk 4 to 5 points instead of 6 to 8 points. So I would have gone short here at 69. Good morning, everyone. I'm looking at Renko, but I'm streaming candle because most of the traders use candle. So, but if you guys, you know what? Here, let's do a let's see. Let me know if you want to see Renko. We'll do Renko. Ah, everybody wants Renko. Oh, it looks like Renko is the winner. Oh, no, maybe not. I'll give it another 5 minutes here. All right, so we're definitely having a battle here, and I guess that is why POC lowered, because buyers are trying to stop this market here. So this is yesterday's high, 70. All right, let's see how it deals with VWAP and prior. So we are at the top of that wave 4 if this is a 5-wave pattern. So if it could hold here, then it's going to go all the way down to 60. So I would have started to get scared here, but it looks like sellers are coming in. Possibility that VWAP is holding. All right, looks like Renko is the winner, which will kind of help me out because it looks like every time I draw an arrow, it goes out of the chart of the candle. All right, Renko it is. All right, there we go. Oh, that makes it a lot easier on me. All right. Put down this pull. Right. 58 Renko, 41 no. Okay, Renko's the winner. Now we need to see how. So we are in a sandwich zone, right, between VWAP at 72 and POC. Oh, POC lowered a little bit now. So now it's at 68. So if it doesn't find any buyers here, it's going to close the gap. It looks like it ended exactly at the top of that wave 4 box, but there's a lot of heavy supply and demand area right underneath here. So We are inside of a hot box, and the tug of war line is 67. Yeah, we're not in an area of any icebergs. Icebergs don't just happen. Icebergs, there are specific areas. That's how I look at it. I mean, I'm not the owner of the iceberg manual, but from my viewing of the market, they happen in certain areas. But it's also on your iceberg settings also. If you have a low setting, you're going to see the hidden orders as an iceberg. So it all depends how you set up your platform, your indicator. All right, big battle going on between 70 and 67. I think whoever is the winner to break out of the zone will dictate the next half hour of IB. On the upside, the interest is at 80. The downside is at 60. So we broke out of that. So because of the algos, wave 4 has extended some, but this is extreme. So I wouldn't call this a wave 4 anymore. No, I'm only going to go and take trades once I'm done narrating for you guys. I'm not going to go and take any trades while I'm narrating. Let's see how that works out. If it hurts my P&L, then I'm going to go and do pre-market, take my trades, and come back and narrate for you guys. But that means that I'm only going to narrate for 1 hour. Look at this. All right, so is it going to hold at opening price, or are we going to go and start filling in the port structure? So I would have been stopped out because I would have taken that short at 69. All right, we just hit a whole bunch of stops. Again, sometimes stops hold the market, sometimes they don't. I am not a stop trader. I'm not even an iceberg trader, but I do pay attention to them, especially when they're over 1,000 and there's a couple of over 1,000, then you should definitely pay attention. Or if it's a specific handle, I pay attention also. All right, Denmark and Tunisia 0-0. Some interesting scores already. The World Cup. All right, so it looked like opening price held, but we are right at the mid VWAP. So what's Is this going to be long opportunity here? I got nothing. I got nothing, but there could be a long opportunity. If this zone holds right here, so this may have turned into a support zone. So the RTH delta is positive. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Does the color of a day candle turn green or red based on the previous day closing price, current day open price? No. If I'm understanding your question, I mean, if you're looking at a daily chart, then if the market was negative prior to the previous day's opening, then yes, it would be red. It all depends on your what time frame you're looking at. Good morning. So if you're looking at a daily, then yesterday's candle is red because yesterday was a negative day. Then if you look at Friday, it's a green candle because it was a positive day. Opening price is 77 and a quarter. Yeah, so that's what I said. Let's see how it deals with opening price. And we just hit it. It was right here. So it bounced off of opening price, came back down to mid. All right, be careful with a pullback now. We could see there could be a pullback trade here. Be careful. If you're long, we may have a pullback to test the mid. So there could be. Why is it doing that? There could be a 7-point trade here, all the way to the mid again. So I would have been thinking about taking a short here at 77, stop at 80, and target 70, 72. So a 5-point scalp, half of a rotation. There's target if it holds. Oh, looks like it's not holding. So double top, right? Pull back, half of rotation, all the way to the mid. Let's see if there's enough retailers to jump on this double top for half of rotation. So we did a half here, but it didn't test the high of RTH, right? So the short would have been after it did a double top. So there's interest at 74, and we're going to VWAP. Looks like retailers are losing it and the market wants to go for a new high. So we got all this support structure above here. If it makes a new high, it can go all the way to 92. Let's see if more retailers come in here. So looking for a fail at opening price. Leaning back on a double top to go for the mid. I do not. I do not have any instructional trading videos. Maybe I'll work on some in the future, but as of now, all I have is one on Elliot wave. Looks like retailers are coming in. Ooh, NQ is negative, guys. NQ is negative. Borderline. Now it's positive. The battle going on. A lot of retailers are going short, but it seems like they may be losing this battle. Oh, straight up. So I would have been stopped out on that one. I would have taken that trade. Yes, 4,000 is definitely a target. So now for longs, I would be looking for a test up here. I'll look for a test of 79.80 to go long. This right here turns into support. Let's see how it reacts at 82. There could be a little pullback out of here to come and test the zone to then start thinking about a long. Otherwise, I would have missed this long. So I wouldn't have been upset about this trade at all because it was a natural short. It tested the RTH top. So I wouldn't have been upset at all. All right, that's another target hit. Wow, no opportunities for that long at all. It just screamed out. So definitely scenario one, huh, guys? Didn't go completely to 60. I missed it by 3 points, but looks like we are on scenario one on our way up to 4,000. This core structure is a strong magnet. It is from Friday. Right, so the idea is to find support somewhere here to go and take a long and finish this support structure. So 78 area, anywhere in here is where I would be thinking about going long. Maybe a 80 area right here. So along from here all the way to 80 could be a good idea to go and scale one at 91 and then hold one for 4,000. But you need to be careful. Where are you going to put your stop? So it could want to test opening price again. So it's critical for you to be under leveraged or wait for a better entry, right? So, I mean, you can go long here, but if you go long here, you got to have enough room in your account that you could have your stop underneath opening price, because it could want to test opening price. So either you wait, see if it goes lower, so I would wait for a test of the 80 area before going long, because I would want to have my stop underneath opening price. You're welcome. So now, so it hit 80 and a quarter. I would be thinking about going long here, But again, you got to be under leverage because it may want to test 77.25, which is opening price. It's either a high risk trade or you're willing to go and risk a minimum of 4 to 6 points. All right, guys, I'm going to be leaving soon. The Mexico game will be starting in about half hour. I'm going to go and watch that. So again, I'm not even going to look at the market and trade the rest of the week. I'm going to go enjoy this once every 4-year entertainment. And I suggest you be very careful because we are starting to slow down on the volume. I think that volume will die out after IB. Yeah, that I am not sure. Right to there is an add-on that you can get to use Mac. There is a run around that, RK. You could do it. Go and Google the add-on so you could use Apple and Ninja Trader. Let's see here. I know, what is it? Well, there you go. Massimo, how do you do it? There is a way to do it. I don't use Mac, but I know there is a way to do it. If you could put a link up, I would appreciate that. Massimo, please. But I know for sure that there's a way to do it. Oh, here you go. Parallels.com. Yeah, it's called parallels.com. Yeah. Thank you, Massimo. There you go. So, all right. So, I would be thinking of this long here, but okay, now we may have an iceberg here at 39.81. All right, already 280 orders filled. Let's see how it deals with this 81. Again, an iceberg, I say this all the time, you never know if it's a buy or a sell. All right, it was a hidden order. It was not even an iceberg. And that moved POC up. So most of the trades are taking place in the low 80s. So POC is at 80.75. Yeah, if you got the Apex, I suggest getting several accounts, getting a trade copier. So instead of going for a trade with 10 contracts, you could do, you know, let's say you have 3 accounts, you do 3, 3, 3. 3 contracts on each account. You're under leverage. It will take you longer, but you have less risk of blowing your account. But obviously you got to be able to afford the 3 accounts, but now it's 80% off. So with a 25K is what, $30? So I would have thought about going long here with a runner getting out at 82. And no, I'm sorry, scaling out of 92 and a runner to 4,000. And then if I had more, I would leave or scale out at another at 4,000 and leave the last runner for 40, 17, 40, 19. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Apex copier. I've heard people have issues with it. And also the Apex copier, you can't use a server. So I don't know if I would ever use a server, but just in case if I ever want to, why not have the capability to use a server and place trades away from your main computer? So plus no discount on the Apex. But definitely need a copier. I think it's too much stress trying to control more than one account, trying to have the same entries. Yeah. That, I'm sorry, RK. But you don't have to use Ninja. Ninja is what they give free. You could still use other platforms. You don't got to use Ninja. You could use TradeView. You could use TradeOvat. There's a whole bunch of platforms that you could use Apex with. It's just that they are giving Ninja free. Write Apex and tell them that. But they're going to say, you know, you should have done your research also. But yeah, sorry that you fell into that if you feel it's a trap. But I think there's another way also. I've never heard of parallel, but I have heard of an actual software or add-on. It's something else that yeah, it was not, it wasn't parallel, it was something else. Yeah, do some research and I think you will find other options. Good morning. All right, so that was an iceberg of 600 and a quarter. So I think the long is good. So I would have been long at the 80, scale out 92, scale out at 4,000 and leave a runner for 4,017. But again, you got to be under leverage because you got to have enough room to have your stop below opening price. You got to always have something to lean on. So it's, you want to, the whole point of a stop, I think, is to have it somewhere. I mean, the point of where to put your stop, it has to be somewhere that they're willing not to go. So most likely buyers would stop the market at opening price. So then you have to be under opening price, right? And now there's POC at 80.75. So all of this area here is all support. But be careful with a pullback here. Oh my God. That is, whoa. As I said, be careful with a pullback. They hit it hard. All right. Be careful with a pullback all the way to 78.50. They may want to test opening price here. The opening price needs to hold. Wow, look at that. So that iceberg is probably a sell iceberg. Because it looks like what I mentioned is happening. So the sellers would want to hold opening price. If it goes under, it means that they are losing their ground, right? And we have the mid at 75. I think it's too early for the market to test the mid, but if it tests the mid, then it could be a sign that the longs are done. Sure, I could do one. So this area here, this will dictate. So earlier I talked about here, whoever breaks out of this area would dictate the next half hour, and it's exactly what happened. They broke out of here, right? I talked about this half hour ago. I said if whoever breaks out of this area will dictate the next half hour. The buyers broke out of this area, and for half hour we were on longs. Now I believe is this area right here. If the market fails in this area, it means that we're doing outside ends and we may not see 4,000. I think it's too early to have a challenge of the mid. So if that does happen, then it means that they're doing outside in. So 80 needs to hold. So we did that pullback. I just called a pullback all the way to 78, and it hit 78 exactly. But if it keeps going, we are done. This needs to hold. So was there news? That is, what time is it? I don't see any news. That is an interesting, how fast this pullback was. So even though I called this pullback, I would have never had time to take this. This was an algo move here. It was unhumanly possible to take this pullback. So I would have still been in my long. Now worried. I would be worried of my long because of this move right here. It's all red bars momentum. And we had an iceberg here. So I would start to worry. So I would either exit some of my contracts or just hold on for the ride. So either willing to take a full stop or exit some contracts, because this is a move. It could just be an algo hit, clearing trades, but we cannot forget that there was an iceberg, and we are underneath the iceberg price. Usually, I think, I mean, it's not a rule that if there's an iceberg and the market, so let's say there's an iceberg at 80, if the market stays above 80, I think that sometimes it's showing that that was a buy iceberg. But now, so the iceberg was at 80.75. We went above and we just went below. So I would be scratching my head on what's going on. None of this is rule. It's my own thinking. There is no rules on iceberg because, again, we never know if there are buys or sells. But I would have still been in my long. Thank you. So I would have still been in my long, and I would have been leaning on having my stop underneath opening price, which is at 77.25. But I would be sweating now because of this fast algo swing pullback. All right, guys, I'm leaving in about 10 minutes. Said I was going to leave in the half hour, bottom of the hour, but I'll give it another 10 minutes here. I'm going to try to help you guys out as much as I can. So this area needs to hold. Again, I think it's too early to do a test of the mid, which is at 74.75. So if it does, we could be doing outside in trades, and that means that we can go all the way down to 70. So if you're looking for shorts, this could be a short opportunity right here all the way to 70. And this is a solid target here, right? Why is this a solid target? Because this became a support and demand area. We broke out of this zone right here. So this is a solid target. There will be traders willing to trade here, right? Because a lot of trades happen here. It brought down POC earlier. The opening price needs to hold. You're welcome. A pleasure, man. So I would still be on my long and I would start to worry. But if it breaks out of here, we're going to see a minimum of a new high. Minimum of a new high, and we have the poor structure. They're starting to add interest at 75. Now there's 180 orders waiting. So 77 needs to hold. This is the tug of war line right here. Buyers do not want this area to fail. This will show weakness. It is too early to challenge the mid. And we got some poor structure from 68 all the way down to RTH low. So all of this here is all poor structure right here. All poor structure. All of this needs to get filled sometime. To be today, tomorrow, next week, a year from now. There are no rules on poor structures getting filled. Looks like buyers are trying to hold 77. Thank you, Irvin. Appreciate that. So we need to hot knife right through 81. We're starting to hot knife through here. Here we go. Here comes the buyers. So hot knife through 81. 81's a tug of war number. But this here's a hot box. If it breaks out of 82, may go for a new high. So be careful that it could stop at 92, guys. This here, so it stopped a little bit above the beginning of the port structure. So the market may want to hold. It may want to hold at the end of the port structure. Again, if you're long, I would think about scaling at 92 and leaving a runner. I would not wait for 4,000. Thank you. Right, here we go. Looks like it's trying to break. Thank you. Happy to be back. Looks like it's holding. So hot box right here. We're inside of a hot box. We need to break out of this hot box. But we did break the tug of war line, but it didn't hold. We do not want to see a test of 77 again. If we do, this market is going down all the way to 70. So again, they could be doing outside in trades, and we're not going to see a long extension. It's going to be a value day. If it's value outside in, if it's trending, then it's starting, it extends the tails, right? All right, guys, I'm going to be going in 1 minute. The game is going to start soon. I'm going to go and take Benny Boy for a walk. And again, I'm not taking any trades until Monday. So I will not see you guys until Monday. Be careful if you're going to trade tomorrow. Tomorrow is traveling day. There's going to be very few large lot traders. So whoever is trading tomorrow is going to be retail only. Most of the banks are ready. Most of the firms and banks are giving here in the US their employees off already. So be careful. Why? Because it's a day with low volatility, low volume. Your stops get hit. It's like trading the overnight. If you're on a valuation, you don't need to trade. If you're in a hurry to pass evaluation, then you shouldn't have a evaluation. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you all. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for the support. Thanks for listening. I'm going to leave this last one right here. So again, be careful with 92. If you're long, I would scale at 92, scale at 4,000, and the target of the day is 4017. 4017 is the upside target. And let's see, I'm going to call it one more time. We have resistance at 4,000, support at 3960 and 3950. If it breaks 50, we could see 24. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Before you go, if you didn't give me a thumbs up, I would appreciate if you can give me a thumbs up. Thank you, everyone. Hopefully I was able to show you guys some tricks And yeah, thank you. All right, I'll see you guys live in the Thunderdome. We are back. Woohoo! Forgot to wish you all happy Thanksgiving to everyone here in the US. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Enjoy your families. No arguing at the table.